Hello students, my name is Mustahiz Alam, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Nandlal Singh College, Daudpur. Today's topic is demerits of socialism. The merits of socialism given above should not lead us to the conclusion that socialist economy is all virtue. There are certain demerits of this system which are as follows. Number 1. No suitable basis of cost calculation. Von Hayek and Bobbins have pointed out that there is not proper basis of cost calculation in a socialist economy. They say that the means of production being owned by government, there is no market price for the factors of production. In the absence of market mechanism, there is no standard way of calculating cost of production for different goods and services. Number 2. Choice of working incentives. The most difficult problem in this system is the choice and working of incentives in the absence of profit motive. The Russian government has been using the policy of carrot and the stick. Some national honors are given to those showing outstanding results. Those shirking work or proving irresponsible are punished. There is decentralization of authority along with responsibility. This ensures freedom at the lower level and scope for incentives. However, there is no comparable system of incentives and disincentives to profit motive in a capitalist economy. Number 3. It becomes lack of incentives. In this system, it has also been seen that incentive of hard work and inclination to self-improvement will disappear together when personal gain or self-interest is eliminated. People will not give their best. Incentive ability, enterprising spirit, and the go ahead attitude will languish and creative work will become impossible. It is said that a government could print a good edition of Shakespeare's work, but it could not get them written. Number 4. There is loss of economic freedom. A very important charge against socialism is that when freedom to enterprise disappears, even the free choice of occupation will go. Workers will be assigned certain jobs and they cannot change them without the consent of the planning authority. Every worker will have to do work what he will be asked to do. Number 5. Lack of data, experts, and administrators for planning. Operating a social economy as a planned economy requires huge data, a good number of experts, and an equal number of administrators at different levels for administrating the plan. No doubt, machine can help to process the data and experts can advise, but there has to be decision making at different levels of government. It is difficult to find out enough data with the result that decisions are delayed, miscarried, or wrongly implemented. Ultimately, the common people have to pay the price for the mistakes. Number 6. Loss of economic freedom and consumer sovereignty. Under socialism, all economic activities is directed by the central planning authority. There is no significant role given to private investment and initiative. Consumers are compelled to accept whatever public enterprise produce for them. Generally, there is limited variety of goods and restricted available choice. Prices are fixed by the government and consumers are just cannot do anything about them. Consumers' preferences are just guessed by the planners who have no compulsion to study the people's preferences deeper. Number 7. Imperfections in planning lead to dissatisfaction on a big scale. Imperfection may creep in the formulation of the plan, its assumptions, statistics, or analysis. Further, imperfection may enter at the stage of implementation of the plan. Further, there may be lack of adjustment between prices and wages. As a result of these imperfections, there is a lot of wastages of resource, slowing down of work, shortfall in targets, and the dissatisfaction resulting therefrom. Mistakes made by individual harm them only. National mistakes are costly for the common man. In fact, this has been cause of disintegration of the USSR. When the other economies of Europe were becoming, the USSR could not provide the minimum comfort of life. Number 8. Too much power is concentrated in the state. Under socialism, the state is not merely a political authority, but it also exercises unlimited authority in the economic sphere. In this, all power is concentrated in the state. It means the state is everything and individual nothing. He is reduced to a cipher. After all, the human institutions are for man and not man for these institutions. Number 9. There is loss of personal liberty. In socialism, there is no unemployment, but the critics retort by saying that there is also no unemployment in a jail. They regard as a socialist state as one big prison house, and they do not think that employment is any compensation for the loss of liberty. Number 10 and the last one, bureaucracy and red tapeism. A socialist economy is a state enterprise economy. Every bit of the plan is to cleared by bureaucrats. This often leads to red tapeism. Even simple straightforward jobs may take unduly long time to be done. The work of government departments or even autonomous bodies is slow moving. As a result, inefficiency creeps in through bureaucracy. In many countries where socialism had been brought about hastily, work came to a standstill. Leaders had to revert to liberal policies containing elements of the capitalist economy. Conclusion. Whatever the difference of running a socialist economy, the appeal of socialism was great, especially in less developed countries. For overpopulated countries having national problems, socialism seemed to be the only hope for the masses. Free market economy in its pure form is a thing of the past. Mixed capitalist economy is already the order in all the Western countries. In less developed Asian countries, government has not only to regulate economic activity but positively direct it by active participation for the first development of the country. As for the difficulties, they exist and can be eliminated through cooperation between administration and the people. As the country develops, economic planning gets a strong hold and difficulties wear away. That's all in this lecture. Thank you.